Yeah, you can't see me now. Wow, I've got to say that this game still holds up well for today's standards. Unfortunately, I can't review the multiplayer, so this is just for the campaign. The campaign takes place in New York City. The city is under lockdown and martial law has been enforced where there's a deadly virus going around. And I've got to say that this game does get that feeling across of a quarantine city where you see sick people with this crap on them, and to make things even worse, there's an alien invasion going on in Manhattan. Play a Marine called Alcatraz who gets called into New York City. As you arrive there in a sub, shit goes horribly wrong in about 2 minutes of gameplay. Then as your whole squad gets wiped out and Alcatraz gets fatally injured, you get rescued by a prophet with his high-tech suit and his big-ass gun. Then some time passes as you black out and find out that Prophet's fitted you with this nano suit. Whoa. Hold the phone. So you telling me that Prophet undressed Alcatraz and saw him completely starkers before putting on the suit? I guess. Well, I hope he tipped him $1. For the graphics, they still look amazing. They have aged really well and still holds up for today's standards. Crysis 2 doesn't really get going until the Seth shows up. It's a fucked up name for the aliens because every time when the game said it, I kept on thinking of Seth Green. Did anyone else get that? Now back to the game. It's roughly about 2 to 3 hours before the game gets going, and I'm glad that I stuck with it because it gets really action-packed when the aliens show up. It's something that you should be aware of before getting into this game. The game can be a bit challenging on the hardest difficulty. I would recommend to play this above the normal setting to get that most out of it. Controls are easy to get used to and it's an easy pick up and play game with its regenerating health and energy bar. The suit will allow you to use stealth and nano armour. It also allows you to jump higher, zoom in and mark targets, and my favourite's got to be the Predator vision. Yeah, I've been looking for you. Your sequels suck. You could go guns blazing with the nano armour or go stealthy. The choice is up to you. It gives you the tools for you to use them as you see fit. And I didn't get tongue-tied that time. Although it is limited to the energy bar, if you're using 2 powers, the suit will drain faster. You can lean over cover, and this can come handy in the hardest difficulties, and pick up enemies and throw them. There are satisfying weapons to be found in Crysis 2, and you're definitely going to have your favourite ones. Mine was probably the electric gun and the microwave gun. Also, you can unequip items on your gun, considering that I rarely play stealthy. So I was always unequipping the silencer, and you can re-equip them as well. You can upgrade your suit on your fingertips by killing the Seth. Depending on the ones what you kill, they have different amount of points to put into your upgrades. For me, I kind of forgot about this upgrade system where this feature felt completely dumbed down. I went through the majority of the game and then I remembered about this system, and the points that I did put into this suit seems to not make much difference to the gameplay. Maybe I was expecting too much of a difference on this upgrade system. I chatted to a friend and he said yes, the game was dumbed down compared to Crysis 1, and now I want to play the first Crysis to see how much. The mission objective is simply go from point A to point B. Most of the time I did not pay much attention to the mission briefing since I didn't have to, which did make me think, what was the point of this? There is a bit of enemy variety, what I like. Each one act different. You get the generic humans what act like they do in every other game. Then there's the Seth, what jumps about and are generally a lot faster, except for the tank like Seth. They're kind of like a bullet sponge. You can drive certain vehicles, except I found this feature useless, since there's not enough areas what are good for driving, unless you're driving a tank, and that's the stage set piece. An enjoyable one at that.
Roger that. We're on it.
Although for me, I found myself ripping the gun off the vehicles and using them instead. There are some stage set pieces, what are brilliant. Only downside to it, it forces you to admire a lot of them. That's a nice view, ain't it?
Not really.
I said admire it. However, the game does get across that feeling of an actual war zone is happening around you, and I could tell a lot of care went into these parts of the level. The animations are alright, from the enemies to the humans, they all move different to each other, even though now and then there are hiccups at times when they just get stuck on things. There's not really any cutscenes in the game, they're more of game scene. For the characters, there's no one that held my attention more than 2 seconds. When it introduced me to a character, I was like, shut the fuck up and let me shoot shit again. I just found them boring. The game is generally well voice acted, but there is sections that are below average. Still, it never took me out of the immersion of the game. The soundtrack does get you pumped for the action. Far along the game is, I think it's around about the 8-hour mark, and I can see players do multiple playthroughs on the hardest setting. On the other hand, for me, I might go back to it when there's a dry spell of games going on. So in the end, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. There's something about this game that draws you in. That's once when the set starts showing up. So have you played Crysis 2? What did you think of it? Leave it in the comments below. Until next game, I'm fucking off. You can go in guns blazing with the nano armour or go in stealthily. The choice is up to you. It gives you the tools to use to see as you. It gives you the tools to use to see. It gives you the tools to use as you see fit. You can go in guns. You can go in guns blazing with the nano armour or go stealthy. The choice is up to you. It gives you the tools for you to use to see. Yeah, fucking tongue tied. You can go in. You can go. You can go in guns blazing with the nano armour or go stealthy. The choice is up to you. It gives you the tools to use to see as you see fit. It gives you the tools to use. It gives you the tools to use to as you see fit.